afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and everything animating Propagandacast with me, your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to 1 vs 1 in crossing the woods in the north. It is Elpern, fighting for the Red Army, the Soviet Union, Communist Stalin, and the 10th Mechanized Corps here with armoured assault guard motor and urban defence tactics with 2 infantry bullets, including conscript being trained fast. The interesting one there. West and south, it is Jimmy, fighting for the Oberkommandist Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 3rd Panzerdivision with Luftwaffe ground forces, elite armoured and ground offensive triple infantry bulletins there. Also, my apologies about any noises in the background. That's going to be my cat who's feeling a bit Basil-like and is just being really silly, so I do apologise for any weird noises he's going to be making. Also, big thanks to Iron Fist and to Patrick for donating and supporting the Propagandacast. I'm going to keep doing what I do on a daily basis. A big thanks to you, and of course a big thanks to all my patron supporters who also allow this to happen on a very much daily basis. You can also donate or pick yourself if you want to. Links are in the video description. We got a double full start here for Jimmy versus Elpern with double conscripts. A bold and impressive start. This focusing eastwards. John Parney is also going eastwards there, very aggressively. Meanwhile, we got almost similar pattern here from Elpern, a bit more of a centre focus as well here. Sandbags being laid down for defensive positions against any fascist attacks in case Jimmy comes immediately under assault, or of course just later attacks into it, which is likely. Moving straight for the western viewpoint there as well. Conscious they could disrupt Jimmy's eastern positions being secured there. Fulton slowly moving westwards here. Clearly a bit more of an aggressive disruptive play is going, since he's obviously ignoring the point. In fact, he made a point of staying off this point, so there's, like they say, a chance it flashes up, briefly giving the Elpern here a chance to see on the minimap, hang on, my opponent's moving up on me. So, sneaky play here by Jimmy. There we go, spots engineers. He's not in time to prevent it from being grabbed, but he might be able to tie down further forces here for a brief while. In the east side here, Sturmpanier is hiding out, obviously hoping to bait in some troops. He's probably again noticed something flashing on the minimap and is waiting for his opponent to make the move, and then he rushes them with the Sturmpanier, so he's trying to. We'll have to see, of course, if Elpern takes the bait. 4th conscript on the way for Elpern. We got conscript versus Fultons up close here in close quarters action. Violently rifles flashing and insults are flung across as well, like grenades. Obviously doing less damage than grenades. A lot less damage. Emotionally it may be great, but physically not quite as impressive. Sturmpaniers are routed versus conscripts. Sturmpaniers quickly holding back. He did in fact take the bait there. Good work by Jimmy. If they ever do a morale system in the game, I mean, maybe you could have insults being like tossed like grenades, for morale damage. Your mother was a hamster. Niet, Dimitri, tell me this isn't true. Well, Pavlov, I can't. Niet. Well, anyways, Fulton pursuing the conscripts. Another route there for Elpern on the right flank. Conscript moving up here. Mines up here as well. Good work by Elpern. More foots there for Jimmy, so both sides are committing heavily to infantry. Certainly makes it look less likely that Jimmy's going to go straight for ground defense and usually want some Panzerfighters mixed into that, but makes possibly Luftwaffe ground forces or elite armoured likely. But I mean, ground offensive is still very likely, since and then some players just go for it for the Tiger and Tigers. Obviously a bit boring, a bit uninteresting, but you know, some players will commit to it. In the west, we got Fulton versus engineers there. 1 squad versus, well, 1.5. So it's a shade of a chance there with a bit of luck. But yeah, in the end there, further luck there for Jimmy to just focus on the already weakened conscripts, pushing them away, leaving the engineers. Then again, maybe to have a chance there. Big push here by Elpern was these Sturmpaniers once more rushing back here. Will he try to once more pull off the trap here? Will Elpern this time take the bait, or will he take up countermeasures to deal with the Sturmpaniers hiding? Santa Victor pointing CC in the south. Engineers did in fact beat the Fultons. In fact, oh my goodness, Jimmy wasn't paying attention. A full wipe there. The engineers actually did something lethal. There he goes, going for the point. Note this time he's being more cautious. He's ready, but there we go. We got Fulton from the other side here, wedging in between 2 forces. And with 1 squad already depleted, Elpern is forced to fall back from the fuel point, unable to provide sufficient firepower to hold back the fascists. We got more Fultons there for Jimmy. Not tech or any other sort of thing there. Interesting there. Sturmpaniers charging ahead here so far. Just intense infantry fighting between these 2 veteran and skilled players. Come to the taking heavy damage out in the open. Sturmpaniers are also doing what they can here against the front wicks of Elpern's command. Casualties quickly piling up. His Sturmpaniers doing some nice damage alongside the Fulton. It is here. Elpern is forced to abandon here his posture for the eastern fuel in the southwest. Fulton's moving up here for Jimmy, and we also got to push for the car point here, further trying to disrupt Elpern's flow of command and resources. Cheeky, yet effective. Back here, we got more reinforcements. We got healing up there. No sound upgrades to that, yeah. Truck on the way for Jimmy, so they'll be soon tacking up for him. Very good. No sign of doctrine yet from either side. We shall, of course, see where they commit to. And looks like Elpern is, in fact, planning something. There we go. Supporting company a Maxim versus all of these false grenadiers would be a very delightful pick there for Elpern. Southwest sandbags being laid down here by the Fultons on the western fuel. Mines down here. Truck ready there for Jimmy. Will it be the Battle Group headquarters? Will it be the Mechanized Regiment? Which tough decision will Jimmy have to commit to? Obviously Mechanized Regiment, which again has been making a stronger return here as of late. Concentrating out there for Elpern. Troops enforcing. We'll have to see how Elpern, of course, reacts to the arrival of the light or the Mechanized Regiment headquarters. Not the light Mechanized Company, not quite the same thing. Comes there going for a big hoorah. We got the Banhand Granada, of course, telling here Elpern that his opponent at the very least has a truck. He doesn't know what truck. He doesn't know if it's finished, but he knows there's a truck involved in this. There is a truck. And he does not have ice cream. He can tell that much as well. First of all, they're close being wiped out here. Underestimated Elpern's conscript tenacity. No. Gets away that close one there for Jimmy. Another wipe that would turn him in ugly for him. Engineers Hobbs taken up, but they do manage to push back here. The Fultons with the assist of the conscripts. Probably should retreat those soonish. Heading for the eastern fuel point here. Jimmy's front line is starting to look a bit more ragged, though he is also holding both fuel points at least for a brief while, so maybe not too bad. Alone, Fulton squad being moved eastwards. He can begin equipping, of course, with assault rifles. And he can also very soon here go for the looks if he wants to. In fact, he may hold up on reinforcing, in fact, to allow for this. And that, in fact, seems to be exactly Jimmy's plan here. He will, for a brief while, accept lower frontline presence for faster looks. And there you go, he can go for the looks. The Leiter Aufklärungspanzer. Meanwhile, back here, mine's done. Second unit squad out there for Elpern. He can also begin going for the tank command soon. And he certainly may want to consider that unless he's got other plans here. Looks slowly approaching him for the front line. They do take some time to get there. Having been repeatedly nerfed, they end up just giving the looks a really long build time, so it can't be rushed out too easily. Conscript versus Fulton grenadiers here, bit of back and forth. Jimmy continues to successfully hold the eastern fuel point, but the western one is once more being steadily encroached here by Stalin's frontline enforcers, the conscripts. Looks halfway down there for Jimmy. Still punching towards the centre, Fulton going westwards. Back here looks almost down there for Jimmy. Fulton thing about here, no Sturmgewehr 44. Interestingly enough, you'd figure go for that. It's a very good, universally good upgrade. So it always surprises me a bit when, you know, someone, unless they got Feuersturm, just doesn't go for any like Sturmgewehrs yet. He doesn't have Feuersturms, like submachine guns is obviously not going to be happening from anyway. So bit of a curious choice there by Jimmy. Maybe he's got other plans for the munitions. Maybe he plans Fallschirmjägers with the Sturmgewehrs, possibly. We're holding that line there. Fuel point cut off. Looks is heading eastwards there. Small force detached here westwards under Jimmy's command there. As we already got Elpern dug in with sandbags and vigilant conscripts ready to throw back any attempt at implementing fascism. And there you go. Held back here. Dug in. They can be difficult to clear up and it's getting close enough. And there you go. Mine goes off somewhere. There we go. Sturmpost in the centre. Just laid down their own mines. But here we got a lot of units heavily damaged. Now big super looks. Small chance, I think, getting a white, maybe even two. That might be a bit too optimistic there. But what comes for they could go down very likely to the looks, and it's autocannon alongside the Craxel machine gun. Tank command up there for Jimmy. You got the T-zone on the way there. Very standard choice there. No surprises. Sturmpanzers up as well there, further creating a bit of reconnaissance. No anti-tank grenade here as well. And there we go. Conscript squad annihilated. Will the engineers follow them in death? No. They are spared the wrath of the looks. You got demo charge there in case he tries to sneak up, they can quickly just pop it. Cheeky play there by Elpern. That's not really sort of the thing we usually see, so that's quite interesting to note there. Not necessarily bad. Banhand gun out there with the conscript force on the way there. The fires of fascism banning a desire for retreat. Comes to their routing in the west. We got troops moving up here. We got conscripts the Fulton as well, moving on the flank. Some lighting out here for Elpern and the Red Army. Ready to engage any Germans at sight with heavy firepower. There you go. Sturmpioneer routed. Moving up here towards the point here. Jimmy's getting control of most of the map here versus Elpern. He could very likely respond to the T-70 light tank with a Puma, and there we go. The 234-2 was the least built number of the 234 armored cars, but the one that tends to get like most usage in video games, I guess, because it does look kind of cool. But like it was the least produced because the Germans very much feared that it would cause the reconnaissance crews to, like, you know, get a bit too bold and start focusing on reconnaissance. So they actually switched towards the 234-3 and 234-4, which had big guns, but were more like fixed case or more like assault guns, and thusly more supporting, and thusly sort of meant to keep, like, the crews a bit more calm. They had, for example, either PaK-40 mounted or 75mm cannon. But yeah, I mean, most games it's just like, if it's World War II, it'll be a Puma. I don't get why. Anyways, well, I get why, but, you know, I kind of don't get why, because, you know, it still has so many other cool designs. But there we go. Puma pursuing the T-70, shoots, misses, falls under fire from the T-70 light tank. Comes there being hammered, routed. Imagine they just, like, done the 234 and 4 and then some older, weirder, gimmicky stuff from all across the set wasn't there. I think they'd have a much more fun orbital commander vest that also probably a bit easier to balance. That's just me. Puma there, the need to fall back, comes from the head, still not into attack. Oh, he does actually have them now. So it's also like pull back that he wasn't aware, but you know, don't take any chance because your opponent in those situations. Very good. Looks to handle him with its auto cannon, 6 kills, veterans who 1. Eastern fuel point enabling seaspan engineers, Elpern with guard motor. Probably seeing some guardsmen soon enough to help deal with the Puma and the other infantry. Guards rifle, of course, being quite effective overall baseline heavy infantry. There we go. No surprises there. Jimmy, meanwhile, is enjoying good, strong control here over most of the map. Victory points wise, he's ahead. Fuel wise, he's ahead. Elpern, of course, is struggling here against his opponent. Guardsman eastwards. It's a bit short munitions though for the DP light machine guns. He wants those as fast as possible since they significantly increase the guard's ability with infantry, of course, something more useful as vehicles. Puma there is the T-10 light tank. If you can hit it with anti-tank grenades and hit it with the anti-tank rifles, he might have a chance of taking it out here, possibly, but no, can't get close enough. Jimmy there is fast on the fingers and pulls back the Puma to a safer distance. Very good there. In the center, Muniz versus Volksgrenadiers, Flamethrower versus Sturmgewehrs. Constant going in there, could try and support. West side is a bit open, but of course, with the looks about, he may be hesitant to overextend. T-70 guards here versus the Puma. Again, T-70 misses, Puma does not. Puma shoots, misses again. Well, this time it misses. Back here, healing reinforcement. Will Elpern go for an Issue 6? Maybe have to do with the Puma and the looks, or will he go for something else? Jimmy still hasn't chosen Doctor Course. Guard motor has access to T-45s, heavy mortars, guards rifle infantry, vehicle crew repair training, and the marked vehicle ability. Sandbags up here. T-7 being repaired, troops reinforcing healing, MG-34 on the way there for Jimmy. Comes with the looks here in the center. Good to go. T-70 halfway down there for Elpern. He's certainly a bit of a tight spot here versus Jimmy. It's not, of course, completely game over, but it looks Puma is a very potent combo. It can allow Jimmy to, like, really stall out the game and to go for what he wants to. And it's usually also where then see Tiger tanks a lot, since you just use those to sort of hold off, even against some medium armor to a degree, and then you just push for the Tiger tanks. We'll have to see here what Elpern does. Of course, he does try to pull for the Tiger tank. It does as always give Elpern the chance here to recover and, you know, gain ahead here of Jimmy, and that usually is the danger they're trying to roll up for the heavy tank, and it's also why I generally rarely recommend it. Partly because A, you see too much, it gets boring, but it's also just strategically not very clever. Like, it's greedy, sure, but it's not very smart. There you go, more guards for not having lost one squad. A bit of blow there to Elpern certainly gives Jimmy more, shall we say, incentive towards stalling for the heavy tank that he's planning, though again, he really shouldn't. Sees something engaging, shoots, misses. Looks aggressively pursuing the right flank. Close to Veteran 2. Puma hammering away there with its main gun, its crackshot machine gun. Elpern really probably should just, at this point, just switch westwards instead of constantly trying to attack into Jimmy here. It seems like Elpern is not keen on giving up here versus Jimmy. We got a try on the way that's going to 3 opponents' quarters there for Jimmy and the German army. Elpern has made no sort of further sign or anything else there. Started by getting the DP light machine this time around. Very good for him. Less good for Jimmy's infantry. Also, finally dispatching a small detachment there westwards, engineers in this case, to extend the front a little bit further. Very good. Looks pushed back there. In the east point, they're being seized away, denying Elpern his fuel. Guards from there getting shot at a bit with an MG-34 forming up there for Jimmy. And the 3rd Panzer Division back here, troop reinforcing healing for Elpern. Jimmy still without a doctrine. Rule of thumb, of course, as always I found is the longer they go without choosing any doctrine, the more likely they're just going to go for the one with a heavy tank in it. In this regard, Jimmy very much seems like an open book. Back here, will he try and take up? Will he go for Nation 6M? What will Elpern do? Schwerer Panzerhauptquartier going up here around the cut-off point. Moving westwards there, grabbing the victory point there, very good. T7 has the MD for the full course, got the Puma backing up here. Elpern still remains hesitant in his moves. Still no clear indication of what he's planning there, except of course moving westwards instead of attacking constantly headlong into Jimmy's eastern positions. Though of course he's now switching westwards to counter-attack into Elpern. Fulton's sitting out there for Jimmy. Back here, troops been pairing the T7 light tank. We got Fulton moving up here straight into the conscripts. Heavy fire there. Fronts are being seized. T7 almost good to go. And we do, I believe, get tech there. There's a definite drop in resources. There we go, cancel so as soon as it returns. So yeah, he's probably planning it now, maybe. That way, suddenly decided to go for the Division 6. Man goes over the car point, T7 moving in. He definitely just get that take up soon as he's planning. Got a big push here, going to try and think to threaten the retreat path here of units stationed alongside the western path. Not bad. T7 almost taking a full squad here. Puma charging in, troops nearby, could maybe try and hit it there. Bit of light skirmishing between the two lightly armoured vehicles, but in the end, either backs off there. Raketten from the way for Jimmy. Stillness on the doctrine, using westwards there. Cut-off point hit. Good play there by Jimmy. Good play. We also got mines here as well. Very good and disruptive. Cut off there. T7 in the center could be engaged with the T7. Of course, the Puma Magazine is nearby to punch. In fact, the MD-44 might have been bait for the T-70 very possibly. A bit risky bait. Bit risky. Raketten almost done. Elpern seems a bit... I've forgotten about his plan there to take up. Great though for Jimmy. Great for Jimmy that Elpern's gone about, but there you go. Almost got the MD-44 again. The bait might in fact have turned against Jimmy here. Yep, a white. He's got the Puma still there, but it's going to be hard to defend it with no infantry nearby and a conscript there, which the Puma can't fully stop. So, bit of mistake there by Jimmy. Bit of mistake. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And now, in fact, he might be punished here as Elpern turns the tables on him. Almost going to work here, but he almost hits the mines as well. There you go. Guard squad hits the mine, not the T-70. Had it been the T-70 that hit, that would have been much worse for Elpern. But got a wipe there, and the MD-54. That's pretty big for both Elpern and Jimmy. Big bad for Jimmy, big good for Elpern. As obviously he takes out 2 units and gets himself a machine gun, whereas Jimmy suddenly is short 2 units. And of course is now facing a machine gun under his opponent's command. So, bit awkward there for Jimmy, bit awkward. Bit of a bad call. He may be getting a bit overconfident. He is more likely to commit mistakes because of that. Orbis on the way there for Jimmy. No sign of upgrades yet. And we got a field on the way there. And do we find... Yes, we do finally get the tech. We can then follow up with the T-35 reasonably soonish after. They still need to get the fuel open. East side, by the way, is open once more. As Jimmy's now shifting all his weight westwards. Conscript moving in here. T-7 moving up as well. 11 kills, close to 23. Sis 3 divisional field gun. Almost done there for Elpern. Almost on good to go. Adding the light machine gun. Mechanized Armoured Company are close to being done there for Elpern. Looks for the orbital support moving up through the center. 467 is 200. Jimmy can soon go for the Panzer IV. We'll have to see if he actually goes for that. Otherwise, it's very much going to be a target stall. And though, again, most of the signs are already pointing at it, so I mean, it's very likely. But you never know, some players do still end up not quite going for it, despite otherwise showing most other, shall we say, symptoms of it. Machine gun, there's the Puma. Field gun gets a bit in the Puma. Takes it down to less than half health. And Jimmy's very quick to disengage. In fact, he holds it to hold fire so as not to possibly give away its position to the anti-tank gun or anything else they might be hiding. Smokes and also helps the troops to escape there safely. East side, there we go. Got contributions with decent points and the fuel point there, very importantly. 2 thumbs up there to Elpern. Looks might rush eastward to support that, but then it also means the left hand side, the west side is a bit more pushed open here since there's no vehicles to defend against as the Puma's been pulled back. No, he does in fact not stall for the Tiger, which does throw a bit of uncertainty. I mean, I'm guessing he's still going to go for the target eventually. It's not just a Tiger stall. So thumbs up there to Jimmy, though I still think he'd benefit a bit more from, you know, acting like a doctrine with some plans involved there. Seizing the Western victory points, seizing the Western munitions. Comes there being routed by the looks and the attending Fullskanadira. Close to the T-35. Of course, at this point, I mean, Jamie probably had an idea that his opponent's going to go for T-35, so the Panther IV Moldier, while a nice sign in some ways, he probably should have actually saved up for the Panther instead, and the Panther IV Moldier versus the T-35 is a bit less straightforward for him since, say, T-34-76. So we'll have to see there what happens. There we go, we do get grand offensive in the end. Again, no surprises there. No surprises. Panther Moldier moving on there. Got the Panther Commander being added. Holding up his Sturmpanzer is going to hose up through the Consequence building there. Thyssen moving in there. There we go. Might have a chance of getting a wipe. Puma moving up here. Thyssen missing a lot of shots now to the Panther IV. They'll quickly backed up by the Puma, and there we go. Orbison moving up. He's probably being held up with the MD-34 there under Elpern's command. And Jimmy calls off the assault here since with a field of machine gun and no immediate infantry support that he's going to have a hard time to break through. If he had some artillery well coordinated smoke bombs, he could actually probably assail it with enough infantry as well, but Jimmy did not quite seem to have that much put together in terms of planning. Need to cover that. Looks close to 3 there, taking up quite a bunch of damage. Puma there, 3 kills, and there we go. T-35 away for Elpern. Of course, Puma Panther IV does give Jimmy a good chance of finding the T-35, but then it could arguably be set to be a bit risky depending on how Elpern plays things out next. Guards moving up, may want to those reinforced. He would quickly merge some consuls with them. That could be an idea for Elpern to consider. Panther IV hammering away there, constantly taking mountain losses. Okay, now moving eastwards, T-35 almost done. And another Academy now for Jamie. That definitely seems to be, and he's going to be following up with a Tiger Stall here, which means Elpern has a chance to follow up with more T-35s. And depending on the situation, actually overwhelm Jamie and then make a target tank look less impressive when he then charges onto the battlefield, largely alone. But we'll of course have to see. I mean, it depends of course how Jamie then plays his own stuff out, of course, in the interim. So there's of course a lot of factors here, and a lot of them of course are player dependent factors. So there you go, T-35 there, up for Elpern. And direct hit on the Puma alongside the field gun. In fact, the field gun doing the work there, not even the T-35. It just appeared and just the Puma explodes. But we didn't even shoot it, Petra. Well, of course we weren't the ones killing it. But, no buts. Just shoot something else. There we go, the self hits on the T-35 already. Not a great start there for the T-35. Almost taken out, in fact. That is really bad for Elpern. Artillery called in there. Shot bounces. That was pretty lucky there. Thyssen moving up here. Field gun being outmaneuvered. Thyssen flanking up behind, looking to block the path of the Panther IV right from the field gun. With the marked vehicle, T-35 moves in. The shoots, misses. He might lose the T-35 now. Another hit. Oh! Thyssen keeps bouncing shots. Oh dear, Jimmy loses the Panther IV. No infantry support. He was close there, but he got overconfident, and Elpern was able to sufficiently turn the tables on him, destroying it. Now the Panther IV on the way there. And this is actually a real bad development for Jimmy, because now the target tank is definitely not happening anytime soon, but it all just means Elpern is now likely to put up more tanks than Jimmy. That was definitely not a good tank push there. That was him getting, I think, too confident again, and Elpern was able to punish it with marked vehicle field gun and that T-70. Pretty sure the T-35 really had no impact on the engagement, except just drew the attention of Jimmy. It was just bait. Probably unintentionally bait, but ended up working as incredibly efficient bait. Either way, that is really bad for Jimmy. It gives Elpern a much stronger fighting chance here versus Jimmy. We'll have to see there what happens next. He's all fine being moved eastwards again. But now it's sending in a Panther IV without a Puma. Probably should have saved up for a Panther here instead, since T-35 versus Panther IV without any other support really again is much stronger. You see the T-35 simply being able to soak up more damage. MD-34 versus Sturmpanzer, so them down there, cutting them down ruthlessly with heavy machine gun fire. We got the Beinhand grenade off in the midst. Oh, it's actually a concussive grenade, yes, Sturmpanzer. Silly Dane. Sturmpaniers used to have access to incendiary grenades. Being used specific with the conscripts, we got a looks nearby, close to the fleet, Panzer IV moving straight in front here. Double cannon shoots, one hits, the other misses. Comes from the eastern side here, swiftly advancing. Looks versus the front of it, Filgun backing up here. Good hit, good hit. Trying to get away there, but there was some pathing issues for Jimmy, and that caused the total destruction of his looks, leaving down just with a Panzer IV in the armour department, giving now Elpern superior numbers, though of course one of them is a light tank. Things are starting to look a bit more worse for wear here for Jimmy. The situation deteriorating fastly with the 3rd Panzer Division flares going off, they're killing a full squad there. T-70 gaining the ace level, causing a further rout here for Jimmy on the left side. As his assault on the fuel point is being met with punishing and withering fire from Elpern and the 10th Mechanized Corps. Eastern field being seized by the conscripts. Troops reinforcing, conscripts moving back. More orbital than ever for Jimmy, adding in some more lead infantry, put pressure on his opponent with. Not necessarily a bad idea. Could certainly help greatly deal with the conscripts, plus any support weapons. Elpern bringing up another field gun. T-55 they're being fixed up. Close to veterans one on that one. Digging in by the eastern field point. Slightly curious angling on the sandbags. You'd figure sort of around there towards that direction instead of there. That actually makes it easier for Jimmy to... Well, it actually doesn't. Never mind me. I'm being silly. I know, it's planning gun it off there. Sys gun there, number 2 out for Elpern and the dead army. Again, of shoots, get to get over from the T-45. We got 386 versus 81. Jimmy still has a massive lead. Elpern's much closer to defeat there. But at the same time, Jimmy's starting to see problems elsewhere. He's also not getting any of the fuel points there, so he needs to grab those because right now his opponent's almost getting twice as much fuel as he is. Which is definitely not great for Jimmy. Comes with the Panzer IV here, backed up unfortunately the Obersoldaten. Small assault here, we've got a guard squad holding up there. They found their sandbag fortification there crumbling under intense pressuring firepower there from the Germans in the east. Fulton Sturmpanier is moving in there, comes holding up here in the sandbags, and the center T-55 taking further down for the Ketteneffers. Advancing there on the western victory point and fuel point, also grabbing the eastern one. Brown got another pushing the constant on the western fuel point sandbags. A lot of action here across the entire frontage now as Jimmy's showing no mercy, but another is open. We got 367 versus 80. Also almost like with the T-10 light tank, 16 kills, 17 kills. Got a wipe there on the Obersoldaten. Quite punishing there for Jimmy. Quite punishing. Center point that we seized by the conscripts. He's an eastern point with the Volksgrenadiers. Mine or flare mines down here for the conscripts. T-55 moving backed up with the field guns. Going to try and take out their Panzer IV to exercise it from his part of the front line here. Shot fire, missed. What we're seeing in marked vehicles. There you go. Panzer IV down to less than half health. There you go. Marked vehicles to increase chance of just putting that one out of its misery. Shrap Hunter quarters firing up there. Jimmy, they definitely made a mistake with his Panzer IV, and down it goes. He's moving more marked for his Panzer IV, keeping up too close to the front line, so it does open up for these kind of offensive anti-tank gun movements, just quickly destroying it. He's been keeping that Panzer IV in reserve. North here being routed by the Ace Guard Squad there. The situation is definitely down to deteriorate for Jimmy, and now keeps pouring in Panzer IVs. Like, he's so far used the Panzer Commander, and that's really it with the doctrine. He's not going to be able to use the Tiger tank here. And again, it highlights just the danger of just using your doctrine to react and just focusing on a single thing. Until now, he's just not really doing anything with it. Thought he might be able to Panzer the T-7. The question, of course, doesn't matter. He's about to lose the Shroud Panzer the quarters. The situation is really falling apart here for Jimmy. It is really falling apart rapidly. We got another T-55 in the meanwhile for Elpern. We're certainly able to, I think, stage a nice comeback here versus Jimmy and the Germans. And the Schwerpanzer squad being wanting to get out the Panzer IV. So now, what does Jimmy do? Does he go for more light vehicles? Does he try and go for a King Tiger? Which means he's going to have to go for the battle group headquarters and somehow survive for the King Tiger. Or does he go for another Schwerpanzer quarters? Except In terms of cost, like going for Shroud Punch course number 2 or just going for the King Tiger is usually around the same cost. So you might as well just go for the King Tiger. It's actually slightly dangerous logic. Another cannon for Jimmy, plus another T-45 almost done for Elpern. Situation for Jimmy though is really falling apart here. We got Thin 51, Mr. 76. Elpern now is in a very good position. No one's grabbed the almost done light machine gun. Troops reinforcing, healing here for Jimmy and the German army. T7 leading the way here with the T-55 backing it up. Other one in need of repairs here. Swiftly fixing up there. Quite another truck there. We'll have to see what Jimmy is planning. We shall have to see what he's planning. Okay, now from the far there, folks, with some steel punch. We'll get T-55 charging ahead here. Trying to crash infantry. There you go. Crashing several folks going to be charging right past the Raketenwerfers. T-70 joining in. We could see a push around to the base here of Jimmy with all of the armor. You have 2 Raketenwerfers already forced retreat. There's one left, but he won't be able to stop all of this fast enough. There you go. Raketenwerfers up with the T-70. Almost wiped out as well. Truck and base well being spotted here. There you go. One Raketenwerfer down there. Final one is retreating. Other one's being set up. There you go. Recruit again, but under heavy fire here from Elpern's armor. Raketenwerfer wiped out. Just a massacre now within Jimmy's base as the T-55s and the HT-70s just destroying everything. There you go. Second T-55 arriving. Flak fire shredding the side armor of the T-45. But clearly at this point, Elpern doesn't give a flying sick-a-bliat. A Katyusha rocket launch in the way. I don't think it's going to matter because everything inside of Jimmy's base is now more or less dead. All of his anti-tank guns are gone. The supply truck is also in toast, and there you go, GG, game over. A loss for Jimmy, a victory for Elpern here. A nasty fight here with Jimmy leading over strong early game. But mid-game, things started falling apart. They were able to take advantage of it. The Panther 4s were, I think, ill-handling. I think, really, versus the Gartmoti, probably should have gone for a Panther instead. And you also feel like at times just didn't use the terrain very well. He just kept attacking head on into Elpern. He would like he had more angle to attack from. He got just focused on constantly attacking straight on into Elpern, which overall made it easier for Elpern to defend. So there are definitely things some issues there with Jimmy and his tactic and strategic approach there, which made it easier for Elpern to turn around. And then Elpern, with guards from the T-55s, were able to turn around the game, of course, the T-70. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, tell friends, tell family, but don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope you see you all tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.